Mr. Nolan, you have warned Americans the zeal for secure borders must not be used as an excuse leading to an erosion of civil liberties and a backdoor to a national ID program. How do you balance securing the border with protecting civil liberties?
That's an excellent question. As a libertarian, I believe civil liberties should always be protected. I think often in times of trouble, this country has a tendency to overreact to the crisis of the day. Much of the problem on our national borders, I believe, stems from the fact that we have made it far too difficult for well-intentioned, good, honest people to get into this country. We need to make it far easier for people who wish to come here to work, to raise a family, to start a business, and at the same time make it more difficult for people with bad intentions. If we allowed in the 95% plus who are good, honest people to come here with minimum paperwork and minimum hassle, you could then presume that the people trying to get across the border illicitly were there for bad purposes. After all, if they were here for good purposes and could prove that they were not terrorists, that they were not laden with communicable diseases, that they were not criminals, we could assume that the remaining small handful sneaking across the border at night were here for bad purposes, and it would be far easier for the National Guard or whomever we wanted to station on the border to intercept them. I do not believe we need to build a large, expensive wall. Americans should always remember that big walls are often used to keep people in as well as out. And if America ever turns fascist, we don't want to be in a big, giant prison.
Okay, Mr. Nolan, thank you. Senator McCain.
Well, David, strangely enough, I agree with you to this extent. We need high walls and we need wide gates. We need to have good trade and exchanges between our two countries and all of our countries, both on our north and south border. But the fact is that there is a serious national security situation that has developed in Mexico over the last 3 years. Our Secretary of State just last week said that it was comparable to the insurgency that they had in Colombia back in the 1980s. We have to get our border secured because of the drug cartels, because of the terrorist activities and methodology that is being used in Mexico. The 10th mayor of Mexico was just assassinated. We need to get our border secure. Then we can move on to addressing the other issues associated with illegal immigration.
Thank you, Senator McCain. Mr. Nolan, you do get the last word.
Yes, the point that was raised about the drug cartels, that's a real problem, but the solution from a libertarian perspective is to decriminalize drugs so that the people who want drugs aren't forced into the arms of the criminal syndicates. If we decriminalize drugs for adults and made them readily available by a prescription in the United States, that would cause the drug cartels to completely collapse, and that would end most of the violence on the Mexican border.
Okay, thank you.